this tutorial, we will be discussing techniques and procedures that can aid in easing the learning curve associated with sewing swimwear. For this tutorial, I'll be sewing the Greenstyle's Seaside Swim Bottoms with a crossover front, but these tips can apply to nearly any swimsuit in the Greenstyle catalog. There are many different kinds of swimwear fabrics and many different fiber types used for swim fabric. Greenstyle Fabrics offers both ribbed swim and standard swim. When sewing with swim, the main challenge is the slipperiness of the fabric. Many techniques presented here are used to mitigate the challenge of working with a slick fabric. When sewing swim, you'll want plenty of pins and/or clips on hand for construction. A temporary basting spray, such as 505, can be helpful in preventing too much shifting of the fabric while sewing. Every swimsuit will call for elastic. There are many different options. Often, one suit will require multiple elastic widths, most commonly 3/8 inch and 1/4 inch. You'll want to get swim-specific elastic knit as it will resist degradation from pool chemicals and sun exposure. Clear elastic is often also used, most commonly 3/8 inch width. With side seams complete, it's time to insert the leg elastic. Keep in mind, this is the most technically challenging part of swimwear, so be patient. Use numerous pins around the leg holes to pin the swim mane to the lining. There are multiple methods for attaching elastic to a leg opening depending on machines available and personal preference. A swimsuit can be sewn solely on a standard machine, but I'll demonstrate multiple options. Normally, these steps will be done after the suit has been sewn along the side seam, but for ease of demonstrating, I'll show before it's been joined. For the first method, you'll sew a straight basting stitch around the leg opening with a stitch length of 4.5 to 5. Next, we'll use a serger to attach the elastic to the fabric. When sewing elastic with a serger, always disengage the knife blade. Aligning the elastic to the raw edge, serge the elastic onto the fabric. For the second method, you'll start with the serger. Again, with the blade disengaged, serge the swim mane and lining together along the raw edge of the leg opening. Next, using a zigzag stitch, align the elastic to the raw edge and sew the elastic to the fabric, lining side up. Elastic can be sewn on with solely a standard sewing machine. You'll simply do the basting stitch and the zigzag stitch to attach. Greenstyle patterns provide a chart for leg length, but it's always a good idea to check length against your leg for comfort before sewing. When inserting elastic, it's important to remember that you will not stretch it evenly around the leg opening. There will be little to no stretch across the front of the suit with much greater stretch tension around the booty. There are two options for attaching swim elastic. We'll demo both. For the first method, overlap the ends 1/2 inch and stitch with a standard machine. For the second method, leave the elastic in a straight line. You'll simply pull the elastic as you feed it through your machine. Elastic will be sewn to the lining side of swim bottoms. I recommend putting the overlapping seam or starting and stopping the elastic along the back side. Since you want minimal stretch across the front, start pinning at the bottom of the crotch. Pin or clip the elastic in multiple spots as you move around the leg. There will be little gaping in the fabric across the front as elastic will lay nearly flush with the fabric. There will be a fair amount of tension on the elastic from the hip and down across the booty. As mentioned before, you can either serge the elastic onto place or use a zigzag stitch with a standard machine. Double check that you have caught all layers of fabric and elastic. At this point, it's recommended to do a fit check to ensure that you like the tension of the elastic around your leg. The final step of leg elastic is to top stitch. Fold the elastic toward the lining side to conceal the raw edge of the suit. You can use a standard machine with a stretch stitch or use a cover stitch. For either machine, position the needle as far from the edge as you can while staying on the elastic. This will help prevent the elastic from flipping during wear. Lastly, sew on the waistband and you're done.